Hey there guys, how are you today, and welcome to a brand new video on Formula Motorsport. So today, in celebration and as a preview of the upcoming 2018 Mexican Grand Prix, we're going to be doing a race on F1 2017 with a 2018 season mod, driving as home favourite Sergio Perez in his Force India for a 25% race around Mexico. So you can see Hamilton is actually on pole for this race. Of course, in real life he can take the World Championship this weekend. And now let's have a look at the grid for today's race. I didn't do qualifying, so it's random grid. Hamilton on pole with Vettel second, that could be interesting. We got Ricciardo third, Bottas fourth, Raikkonen fifth, Sirotkin sixth, Hulkenberg seventh, Verstappen eighth. There I am, Sergio Perez in ninth, Pierre Gasly 10th, Ocon, Alonso, Grosjean, Stroll, Hartley, Leclerc, Magnussen, Van Dorn, Sainz and Ericsson. Now let's go down to the grid and start the Grand Prix. So here we are guys, the lights are coming on here in Mexico. How can the home driver do? And the lights are out, here we go. Decent start there, getting alongside Nico Hulkenberg there. But we are now being attacked on our inside, on the right hand side, by our teammate Esteban Ocon. It's 3 wide between us and Sirotkin just in front there as well. Okay, we're going to go very cautious into turn 1. Don't want to knock the front ring or anything and ruin the race. And we do lose a couple of positions out there at turn 1, but I reckon we can get them back for a really good exit out of turn 3. And we already there have wheel-to-wheel contact with our teammate Esteban Ocon. How real to life is this? The two Force Indias coming together on lap 1. We're going to go up the inside of Ocon and Sirotkin into the next turn, the right-hander, left-hander even, and get in position. And now we're back, I believe, in P8. So decent start there. Overall, we did gain 1 position in the first sector and a bit. No complaints there, I suppose. We're now to chase Nico Hulkenberg in his Renault. I don't think we're going to be able to be challenging the top guys here today, unfortunately, but I will do my best. So obviously, you've never seen F1 in 2017 or with the mod on my channel before. My laptop isn't great, which is why the graphics is on the lower settings, but I suppose that's better than nothing. I assume you guys would agree, but we're here, so let's enjoy the race. I'm racing on a pad, by the way, so that might not help, but we're gonna see how it all goes. And now we're gonna skip a few laps in to see how everyone else is doing. You can see there, Vettel is leading ahead of Valtteri Bottas, but Valtteri Bottas is really in the slipstream of Sebastian Vettel. That's going to go around the outside. In turn 1, they're going to go wheel to wheel turn 1, but Bottas will have the inside for turn 2, but the outside for turn 3. So Vettel is able to hold position for now. Bottas tries to do a switch back there, but it doesn't really work, and Vettel ultimately had better traction out of the turn and is able to get away. But Bottas is coming back at him on the right hand side around the outside. Vettel tries to squeeze him onto the grass, and now they're wheel to wheel going through this next corner and around the sequence, now coming to the hairpin kinda. And Vettel and Bottas are literally wheel to wheel. But it looks like Vettel's getting a better exit, and it's going to be able to just about hold the position for Valtteri Bottas there. But really good racing by the AI. Exciting stuff. And look at it, we basically have a 6-way battle for the lead. We've got Vettel, Bottas, Raikkonen and Hamilton, and the 2 Red Bulls of Ricciardo and Verstappen, although I don't know what order they're in. So we're going to keep having a look at this 6-way battle for the lead. Imagine if that happened in real life. It would be pretty awesome, guys. I'm sure you all agree. You see Bottas' brakes are definitely on fire there. And this is all looking pretty exciting. They're now going to come towards the start-finish line to start lap 5. And of course, the really long straight at the start of the lap. See if there's going to be any slipstreaming. I guess if they all have DRS on each other, front and four certainly do. It kind of makes a bit of a stalemate, doesn't it? But I reckon there's still some action to be had between this top 6. It's not going to finish in this order, in my opinion. And also, let's just say, have a look at how bad a start Hamilton must have had from pole position to only be 4th at the start of lap 5. That's pretty poor. But Vettel seems to be getting away from Bottas a tiny bit, despite Bottas having DRS. Bit interesting that. I'm not really sure why. But in fact, as you can see, it's coming around this corner. We know why, because Bottas has got a problem, and he's going to retire from the Grand Prix. Drama. As you can see, we're now coming past that part of the track in my car. And you can see Bottas there on the right hand side, very briefly. He's out of the race, promoted just to P7, and we now need to go back onto focusing on chasing Nico Hülkenberg. We have got Fernando Alonso, who's on the harder super soft tyres. I know it's confusing, harder super soft, but we're on the ultra soft. He's right behind us, so we are going to have to try to defend from him a bit. We should really be able to put away, but I get a feeling on the mod anyway, the McLaren is a bit faster than the Force India, so that's not going to help. So it'll be interesting to see whether we can keep Fernando Alonso behind us as we move on later into this Grand Prix. We're about now to go on to lap 6 of this Grand Prix. And lap 8, and Alonso is still right behind us, but this is going to be our in-lap guys. So we're going to have a really good pit stop. As he flies past us there in his bright orange McLaren. Come on boys, good pit stop please. That looked pretty good to me. Let's see, are we going to be battling anyone as we come out? Let's have a look. Doesn't look like it, but we're going to have to push now to try and stay ahead of Fernando Alonso. We should have an undercut in theory, but anything can happen in Formula 1, so we're going to have to see how this goes. And we're now going to come on to the start of lap 11. You can see Fernando Alonso is there in the pit lane, about to come out. It's going to be pretty close as we come out. You can see him there coming out just down the road. But obviously we have a huge overspeed over him because we're going flat out down the straight. He's accelerating out the pit lane. And we're going to actually dive up the inside into turn 1. Of course, he does have better tyres than us now. He's on the ultra soft while we're on the super soft. Wheel to wheel there, a bit of contact, being able to squeeze him out there a bit. And hopefully we've got a better engine than him and we can make it to turn 4 before him and get the position. So we go very, very wide out through turn 4. And that's really compromised our line. Fernando Alonso is still right with us. And he has better tyres than us, so it's going to be difficult to keep him behind. So let's actually have a look at that exciting battle between me and Fernando Alonso. I thought that was pretty cool. So we came down here, flat out, down the straight. A couple of laps after our pit stop, there he is, Fernando Alonso coming out. But obviously I'm going much faster, as he's accelerating still. We go wheel to wheel into turn 1, I'm on the inside. And that leaves me on the outside for turn 2. We kind of have a bit of contact there. Turn 3, I'm on the inside again. I squeezed him out a tiny bit there, but perfectly clean, I would say. And we go wheel to wheel down towards turn 4. But ultimately, the Mercedes engine in the Force India is better than the Renault engine in the McLaren, and I'm able to get a position. I do go a bit wide in this part of the circuit, but I'm able to stay ahead of Fernando Alonso. Now looking at the rest of the field, you can see that Raikkonen is challenging one of the Red Bulls. I believe it's Verstappen. I'm not too sure though. I recorded this a few days ago, basically, so I can't really remember. And there you go, Raikkonen goes around the outside of turn 1, inside for turn 2, and then back to the outside for turn 3. Verstappen's able to hold a position there, just about, to be able to hold off Kimi Raikkonen, but they're going wheel to wheel again. And obviously Ferrari is faster in a straight line than the Red Bull, and he's going round the outside of turn 4, to be the inside for turn 5. And it looks like Kimi Raikkonen there has got the position from the Red Bull driver. Both Red Bull drivers are great at racing and wheel-to-wheel action. So that means that was a fantastic overtake there by the Iceman himself, Kimi Raikkonen. And now you can go on to chase, I assume, Lewis Hamilton, I believe, ahead of him. Obviously now they're going through the grandstand section of this racetrack. Of course, it is still pretty close there between the top guys. Not sure where Vettel is. I guess he might be a bit down the road already. But as you're about to see here, Kimi Raikkonen's going to pull off to the side and retire from this Grand Prix. So both Bottas and Raikkonen are out. Terrible day for the Finnish drivers. Really, really terrible stuff for them. And also pretty high drama having two of the top drivers, potential winners of this race, out of the Grand Prix. And you can see we're going to go past this part of the track now in our car. And you can see in the second Raikkonen there on the left hand side, out of the Grand Prix, probably having an ice cream. Tell me in the comments if you understand that reference. But Alonso is still right behind us in this McLaren. We haven't been able to shake him off. He is now definitely the faster car because he's got the ultra soft tyres, just soft to give him more grip. So it's going to be interesting to see how this ends. But I'm going to do my utmost in front of my home fans here to hold this P6 and score the points for the team. Well, it's not a dream, but you know what I mean. And see how happy the fans can be. We actually go purple there in sector 1, which is pretty cool. But I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it up for the rest of the lap. And we're now going on to start lap 14. We had a poor exit out of the final turn. And Fernando Alonso is now right behind us. And he's now about to be able to put alongside us with the slipstream and DRS. He actually pushes us out of the way there, goes down outside in turn 1. We are going to try and fight back a bit through turn 2 and 3, but he's so much more grip than me at this stage of the race. There's absolutely nothing I can do to hold him back, and he's really flying away down the road. So yeah, he was a first class overtake there by the AI, I thought. Very impressive, just what we want to see on an F1 game. And we're going to have a real fight on our hands if we're going to get this position back. But unfortunately, guys, it's now lap 18, and we haven't been able to do anything about it, to be honest. And we have to do a lot of fuel saving, which is why I'm corner cutting at this stage of the race, even though I'm going to get a 3-second penalty. Just to make sure I finish the Grand Prix in P7. Just to try to save a tiny bit of fuel. Then we're going to come home and finish the Grand Prix P7 at a Mexican Grand Prix. I reckon the home fans will be pretty happy with that. And there you go, guys. Sebastian Vettel won this Grand Prix. Arriva Bene, very happy there. Now tell me in the comments down below who you think is going to win the real life Mexican Grand Prix. I personally would put my money on Sebastian Vettel, although I think Hamilton will be winning the championship this weekend. I think Vettel's going to win the race. Hamilton will be very cautious this weekend to make sure he wins it, I reckon. And there's my driver, Sergio Perez, getting up. This car doesn't look very happy, but P7 is not a bad result for the Force India. Time for the podium. So there you go, guys. That was the Mexican Grand Prix. We came P7. Vettel won. Hamilton and Verstappen behind. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. Do you want to see this kind of video before the Brazilian Grand Prix, maybe? I don't know who I could drive for. You could tell me in the comments, maybe. And do you enjoy the replay cameras and the fact I'm on F1 2017? Tell me all that down below. But for now, I will see you guys next time.